night and day. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for all the things. Hey, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
There. Hi.
I haven't seen your pink glasses before.
Well, I haven't been wearing much pink lately, so I got them out, I guess. So.
Well, you look fantastic.
Well, good. You know, what I realized is I have to fall back to my old habits of going on Zoom and sending out that link. And I didn't remember to do that this time. I was busy on social last night, sending it out and doing the send from the nursing network, but I didn't even think about Zoom invites. So I don't know who registered even. Oh, here's Samsung. Welcome, Samsung. Welcome. We'd love to have you introduce yourself if you can. This is Lynn. I'm here with the Austin area chapter of the American Holistic Nurses. Hello.
Hi, I'm Tina. I spoke with you last night.
Yeah. Hi. It's now good to put a face to the name. Very cool.
Wonderful.
Tina lives in San Antonio, so I spoke with her last night.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, we could have talked for a very long time. That was fun.
Well, hi, Tina.
This is
From
Mary
San
Turner.
Antonio.
Yeah. Well, Houston, San Antonio, Temple, and Killeen and Waco.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Texas in the house.
That's right.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen very often, does it? For all of us. That's fun.
Well, so, Tina, do you happen to be planning to go to the TNP pharmacology? It's in San Antonio this year.
Oh, no, I didn't even know about it.
What's the name of the resort? It's the big one just north of town.
Hyatt?
No.
Country, Marriott?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where it is. It's a lovely, lovely location. The exhibit hall is hard to get to, but other than that, it's really nice. It is a beautiful location. We have not been to the pharmacology conference previously. A lot of our colleagues go there for their CEs, but we usually show up in September at the TNP annual conference.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to be in Galveston this year.
Wow.
We had planned to go there. What was it, 4 years ago, Teresa? And the weather didn't happen. I forget what the deal was.
Yeah, I just don't remember. I think there might have been floods or something.
Oh, the floods.
Yeah.
Yes. It got flooded out. Right. Exactly. Mary wouldn't know anything about that.
Now, what about Thursday and Friday? Are you all going to go to Tone? I think it's in Dallas.
Not this time. It's up in Dallas at the Anatole, I think. Is that where? No, not the Anatole. It's at the hospital there.
Well, it was, but actually they did move it this time, so it's out a little bit farther out, and which is going to be wonderful because the other way it was just getting so overcrowded. It was just overcrowded. Yeah. Well, you were spotlighted by TONL, so I'm thinking you're going, Mary. Is that correct? Are you on the agenda, or are you an exhibitor?
No, I'm just going to go and network and meet people.
Wonderful. Yeah. It's a good organization to do that. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, do you happen to be on your way to the Holistic Nurses in June? Are you going to Niagara Falls?
I'm probably not going to go this year, but it's not an absolute no yet because I'm going to go to NMBA.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So I seem to alternate. 1 year I go to NMBA, the next year AHNA. Yeah.
Yeah, they go back and forth. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and NBA, since Nina's been there, has kind of been doing quite a lot of things. It's very cool to watch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really like her.
Yeah. Yeah, she's super cool.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when you have a new person step in as the leader, it shifts the energy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's
And
true.
it was overdue for some new blood.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I keep hearing.
Great. Yeah, that's great.
I know the last one, they had a really good time. Everyone got to know each other, and it sounded like everyone had fun. So
Hmm.
Yeah.
probably be a lot more people this time.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
So Jenamine, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Good evening. My internet isn't the greatest, so I'm going to keep my video out. But thank you
That's okay.
for allowing me to join this evening.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm glad
you're
to
so
have you.
welcome. Yeah. Well, Mary, I think I should just say what we're about here, which is that this is the Austin area chapter of the American Holistic Nurses. It's our local chapter, and it goes basically all the way from Dallas to San Antonio, and from El Paso to Houston. That's what we consider to be our territory.
And a few
So,
adjacent states.
and a few adjacent states when we have a conference. Right, right. So what we were just talking about was the National AHNA conference is going to be in Niagara Falls the first week in June. So that's always a big event. And I got to be there when we were in Niagara Falls last time. That was 2018. So that's been quite a while. But it's a lovely venue, and we're sorry to be missing it, but we're going to be waving everybody well from Latin America. We're off to Costa
Really?
Rica that week.
Nice.
Yeah. We're world travelers at this point.
Teresa, are you going to?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It's our business development retreat. So we'll be with other people and sharing ideas and space and people and experiences. So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Well, without further ado, my goodness, Mary, it's such a privilege to have you with us tonight. I'm just absolutely thrilled that you're here, and especially knowing that you're on your way to Texas Organization for Nursing Leadership in Dallas at the end of this week. And, I could ask you how you would like me to introduce you, but I think it's better to allow you to introduce yourself. I did send out a little bio from your website when I sent out the invite, so they may have picked that up. Or not. Welcome,
Okay.
Mary, nurse coach board certified. Registered nurse coach board certified.
Well, if I were to put the titles aside and just be with you all, I'm just me. I'm Mary. I'm the person that wants to connect with other individuals, someone who wants to be heard, just like any other human being on the planet. I want to be loved. I want to make a difference in the world. I'm like everybody else. And then, of course, I have my barriers. So I'm on that journey, just like everybody else. And my journey may look different. And so I consider myself to be a catalyst for life transformation. And God gave me that, probably a decade ago. I didn't even know what it meant. I'm like, okay, I'm a catalyst. And every day, or I would say every year, I step into it more and more. I understand what it means to be a catalyst for life transformation. And it starts with me. Be a catalyst for my own life. And then Anybody else that is in my path that is willing, show them the things that I've learned along the way and have fun. Yeah. So before we, jump in too far, is it okay if we do a quick centering?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So I just invite you to get comfortable in your chair. You can close your eyes or turn off your camera, whatever feels right for you right now in this moment. And I just invite you to take a deep breath in and out at your own pace, filling up your lungs fully. And as you release the breath, just let go of any worries, any concerns, any thoughts, anything that would hinder you from being fully present here and now. I just invite you to center your awareness in your heart space and just connect to your loving essence, your authentic self. And we just ask that each and every one of us here, those that are on their way, those that may listen to the recording later, be touched, moved, and inspired. That anything that their hearts desires that has not come forward, that they would begin to live in it, knowing that we are here for a short period with a purpose. And may each of us know our purpose more deeply, more profoundly, and act on it. We're grateful for our time, every breath we take, the things we take for granted, we acknowledge. And I just ask that any words that come through my mouth land in every listener's heart, that they can make meaning out of it, so it serves their soul's purpose. We thank you for clarity, community, compassion. Take one last breath in and out, again at your own pace. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you. So I don't have an agenda or anything like that. You said, tell my nurse coach journey. And that could be a little boring, me doing all the talking. So
It'll come out as you answer people's questions, I'm sure.
Okay. So I can just tell you a little bit about me and my journey. I was a E-Myth business coach, helping small business owners create their businesses. And really, that was all by accident too, or there are no accidents in the universe. I used to own the third largest medical staffing agency in Houston, Texas. I staffed nurses in all of the area hospitals, CNAs, phlebotomists, even a few MDs. And people started approaching me, asking me, how did I launch my business? How did I do this and how I did that? And I did what I would call consulting. And what I discovered is I was speaking from one perspective. And now I know that's okay. At the time, it was like, oh, I can't do this. I'm only talking about my own experience. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I went to E-Myth. E stands for entrepreneur. And it's the myth of the entrepreneur. I went to their coach training. And first I got my business, E-Myth. And then I went and back and got the coach certification because I really felt that it was prudent. It was an integrity for me to, when I speak to someone and I'm sharing different tools and resources and information, for it to be well-rounded, not just from one, it's like tunnel vision. And that allowed me to really learn a lot more about business other than that which I had already known. And it also gave me a lot of resources. It talked about 360 degrees. That's a full circle. And so if there's 7 dynamics in every business, and if you have those 7 dynamics worked out in your business, the likelihood, the probability of your business being successful is extremely high. And if you have, 6 or 5, a little less, 4 or 3, even less, 2 or 1, you probably fall into the statistic where most businesses fail within the first 1 to 5 years. And so it was important to me that when I spoke to people and they paid me money and they depended on me, that I provide value. And then one day, I believe I was looking at a beginnings magazine, I believe, and I saw nurse coaching. It jumped off the page. I was like, what the heck is nurse coaching? Okay, let me look at this. And as I read it, it was right up my alley. So I reached out to Lynn and we had a conversation. And before I knew it, I was enrolled in Advancing Holistic Health. And I became a board certified nurse coach, learning the 3 principles of mind, thought, and consciousness. And as they say, the rest is history. So that's me in a nutshell. I work still with business owners. I work a lot with nurse entrepreneurs. I'm the chapter leader of the American Holistic Nurse Entrepreneur Chapter. It's a online group. We have nurses from all over the world, mostly United States, that are either in the startup phase, they're seasoned business owners, or anything in between. And we provide them with support so that they can be in this thing called business and support them. So instead of talking, why don't we open it up and just have a conversation? You can ask me any questions about anything, personal or professional, and see what opens up.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I've got a lot of questions. I'm 36 years being a peds nurse practitioner, and, I just have come to this realization, like, I need this strong desire to be the entrepreneur, which I know I can. I'm not going to lie. I've done little things like I got so burned out. I went to esthetician school. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know what I was doing. I just need to get out. And I've done other little things and just not been successful with the business. But that was partly because I wasn't dedicating myself to it. I was still working as a nurse practitioner because I'm single and I have to provide for myself. So it was hard to start, a business and then be working still as the nurse practitioner. And so now, my question for you is, like, how do you get off that cliff to just, I just, you can't just jump into it. I mean, I'm slowly going to be smarter about this and ease into it better and be more educated about it. But, I mean, how did you just kind of just make that transition? Was it a slow one? Was it over a year time before you left your job and security, and then, or did it just all happen so quickly?
Oh, that's such a good question. I would say that I'm different than the average person, meaning I have a higher risk. And this is really not something that I would encourage anyone to do. So when I started my business, I knew that I wasn't going to get anywhere. I was making very little traction. So what I did was I quit. I quit my job and I started paying myself $7 an hour. I went from six figures literally to one. Literally. I went from over 100K a year to $7 an hour. And I wouldn't advise most people to do that. I've always been a risk taker. And when the higher the risk, if you're not successful, the harder to fall.
Mm-hmm.
So some people aren't able to bounce back from that. And I've done that several times. And each time it created another layer of fear within me. And it also gave me more faith, And so I encourage people who are still working full time to baby step it. Go
Yeah.
real slow. Go real slow. Because you can get to the cliff and jump. That's what I do. Or you can just inch your way down the mountain. Now, it's a lot safer to inch your way and you can still slip and fall. And chances are you will. And you'd have to be in a, mindset that, yeah, I may slip and fall and I can get back up. And I may slip and fall again and I'll get back up. Just don't quit. How many times did Thomas Edison experiment with the light bulb? Imagine how many was it?
A lot.
100 times.
Yeah. So imagine had he given up one time before he reached success. And so it's really a mindset that I'm not quitting. I'm in it to win it. And this is the journey. So, to me, when you are a business owner, that's when you start to learn who you are. You really learn the good, the bad, and the ugly. I saw a lot of it. And so you build that muscle when you baby step it as opposed to just jumping off the ledge and then drowning. Yeah. Was that helpful?
Yes. I mean, and then did you just like start joining groups and I just feel like I need, to keep, I've joined all these little groups, this American Home. I went on Facebook last night and I was trying to join as many as I can because I feel like the more people I hear, like yourself and others, like that inspires me and things that you say provoke my thinking and my path and the way I need to go. And so it's kind of this time I feel like I'm at this phase of I'm collecting everything. Like I'm in this collection of, where am I going? I mean, I'm so excited and I have so many things I want to do. And I love just hearing what people are doing. And then it inspires me to think, okay, what is it?
Can I share with you something that I shared on a Facebook Live probably about an hour and a half ago? Would that be okay?
Oh, yes.
So I don't know if you're a member of AHNA Nurse Entrepreneur Chapter.
Well, I think I just joined last night. I think I joined the Facebook one. Yes.
So you'll see that Facebook Live. I posted it. I'm telling you, it was an hour and a half ago because I just felt it in my spirit that I needed to go live. Now I go live maybe once or twice a year, and I had been wanting to do it for a few days, and then I said, well, I can't do it today because I'm going to be meeting with Teresa and Lynn. And I said, nope, I got time. Let me just go ahead and go live. And when I went live, I said, I'm noticing something in the nurse entrepreneur world, not just the Facebook group, but just nurse entrepreneurs in general. And that is this desire to be in a million groups. So they're in 25, 30 Facebook groups. They have about 15 newsletter subscriptions. They are in 12 strategies, 18 masterminds. It is a recipe for overwhelm. And you get nothing done. It's a distraction from your purpose.
Mm.
And so that was what I said. And I don't want anyone to leave the group, and they need to choose. Because if you have your efforts divided in a million different places, you actually slow your progress. And we as entrepreneurs, we need focused effort. And you can't do that if you're in too many places. And when you go to even a group, one person may say this, somebody might say the exact opposite. And so
Yeah.
now you're confused in your thinking. Not that one person is right or wrong. We all have different journeys and different paths and different points of view. And so imagine you multiply that by 10, 20 groups. You have chaos.
Mm.
So I would offer just one, just one,
Okay, I like that.
and bring all of your energy and your effort to that one
Focus.
space.
Yeah.
You'll go so much further than being in all these other different groups.
Thank you. That's really great advice. I just wasn't I was thinking, the more information you get, the more educated you become, but I really think that has a lot of truth, and maybe that is a distraction. Maybe it's just keeping you away from what you really need to be doing.
Yeah. I would even say in the first 1 to 3 years, that's you're in the building phase. And
Yeah.
for somebody who's already seasoned and they've been around a little while, they may be in 4, 5, 6 groups. They're in a different place. So it
Right.
would be appropriate for them. And even that could create, I'm in, I don't know, 5 or 6 different groups myself, but I spend most of my energy in one group. One.
Okay.
Yeah. So test it, experiment with it, see if it works for you. And if it does, you know, great. If it doesn't, then go back to the 20 groups that you're in.
No, I think I like that. One group. You're right. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I would even say just take a look at the groups that you're in and do some detective work. See who the
Yeah.
leaders are and what they're talking about, and see what feels right, what resonates with you.
Well, I will tell you I really resonate because I'm really glad to be back and connecting with American Holistic Nurses Association, because I was one of the very first graduates before that came with the certification. This was like in the 1990s when I was a nurse, and I was the first group to do it. And I guess I was a little bit before my time, and I even tried to start my own nurse practitioner practice here as a holistic nurse. And then back then it just, I just wasn't going. But anyway, so it's been a journey, and then, here I am now, and I'm really, really connecting, back with that, which always had so much in my heart with it, connected to it. So I think I'm in the right place. I found my way back home, I guess.
So we're talking to a pioneer. That's what
We
I'm
are. Wow. I totally agree with you, Mary. Lynn and I kind of went down that part of trying to find different coaches and different parts of it, but we really realized when we found the one that we wanted to be with, it's just easier to stay with that group of people.
Yeah.
Because number one, you build the community, you get to know each other. They know enough people for us to do what we need to do. We don't have to go find the next, if you look on the internet, you think everyone is making $1 million and it's easy, and it's not true.
Yeah.
You can't skip steps. You have to do the work.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the beautiful things about where we're at right now with the nurse coaching and nurse entrepreneurship. There's been enough of us out here for a while that we made the mistakes. Let's help people stop making those same mistakes. They don't have to.
Yeah.
They don't
I
have
say
to
mistakes cost money.
and time. More they cost time.
Yeah.
And you can't get that part back. You can make more money, but you can't get your time back.
And sometimes you can't even make the money back.
That's true. That's true.
It's cliche, it's what people say. And in reality, a lot of people exhaust a lot of money. Some people run through their 401ks, their life savings, and then they have to shut down and go back to work, or sometimes Walmart. Yeah. And it can be fun. I think sometimes, we have a tendency to take things too seriously in our businesses, and we forget.
Oh, I don't ever do that.
Yeah. Can you recall a time? Do you remember a specific moment where you realized, oh, I'm taking this way too serious?
Today.
Penny, for your thoughts.
It's funny how you are working and working and things are doing and then all of a sudden you can't see what's working. But you've planted a lot of seeds.
Yeah.
And so what I've learned to do is wait. Like plant the seed and then water it and then keep moving. And I tend to want to see instant results. And I want to see, I want to see the fruit of the work, right? But I also know that there's more things working together. And even though my part's in place, maybe somebody else's part's not quite in place. And so it's fine to wait for that slowness, if you will, or that pause before everything moves again. And that's an ebb and flow that we've really noticed, is that even when it doesn't look like something is working, it is.
Yeah.
And that's I don't know, I think we're conditioned to want instant gratification and all of that. And so sometimes I think learning what it feels like to trust, like you just said, faith, and you learn how to trust, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It changes you in ways you never really thought you had to or could.
Well, and tell about the A-frame house, Teresa.
Well, so we went through the Smoky Mountains last year. My husband and I went to D.C. and we drove. So we drove there and back, and on the way back we stopped at Dollywood. And he had planned a date for us. And so we're driving out to the country, and we came around a quarter, and there was an A-frame house sitting over to the right up on the hill, and it was beautiful. Like, it had the picket fence. It was glowing from the inside, and I had always wanted one of those. I grew up in Idaho. My dream job was to live in a resort and work at the hospital that I could walk to if I wanted to. There was a town called McCall, Idaho, where I thought that would be my dream place, and I always wanted an A-frame house up there. And then I looked at it, and I remembered that, and I thought, when did you forget to dream?
Mm.
I hadn't thought about it in so long. Working and working and working and trying, and I forgot to dream. And ever since then, like the things have rushed back into my life of, oh yeah, me too. This life includes me too.
Yeah.
I get to have the things that my heart desires. And that was an internal shift I didn't realize was there. And so I think a lot of nurses especially are caught up in the day to day, and we've forgotten how to dream and include ourselves.
Yeah.
And so.
Did you drive up to the house?
No, because they had a fence. But I was on my way to a mountainside roller coaster ride. So we went to the top of the mountain and did a roller coaster down the mountain. I think I only need to do that once. But I got the picture to prove it. But yeah, I think it's one of those places in our lives, to remember to include yourself.
Yeah, and as nurses, we're so guilty. We put everybody before ourselves. And yeah. And so for 2026, every year I create a theme for myself for that year. And interestingly enough, Teresa, 2026 is life of luxury.
Oh, look at you. I like it.
Oh,
I like it.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Because for so many years, I didn't allow myself, like you, to just really enjoy the finer things in life. Oh no, that's irresponsible. Or I'm going to wait to use my china on a special occasion. I'm not going to put this perfume on right now. And it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leftovers from a time gone by, right?
Yeah, I posted this on, it was either Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, this epiphany that I had. I normally fly Southwest Airlines everywhere I go. I don't even look at the other airlines because I'm so accustomed to just going to Southwest, booking my flight. And I was going to California, but it was Bakersfield. And so you can fly into LA, but then it's like a 2-hour drive. And I said, I don't want to rent a car. I just want to fly into Bakersfield. So that means I need to fly with United. So I flew with United and I had the best experience. And I forgot that they have to earn my business. They don't just get it.
Right.
But it was a default.
Yes.
Yeah. And then that's what created the life of luxury. I flew with Southwest because they're economy. And I'm like, my mindset was, as long as I get there, everybody on the plane getting there at the same time I get there, get me a middle seat. I don't care as long as I get on the plane. Well, I don't have to think that way.
Yeah.
I can say, you know what, today I get to fly first class.
Yeah.
So when I got on the plane with United, I'm still go Southwest all the way. I get on the plane. I'm in the very last seat at the very back of the plane, the very last seat. And this guy is sitting in the seat, taking up 2 seats.
Oh.
And she said, ma'am, I need you to come with me. And I was like, oh, what have I done? Oh my goodness, they must know I'm Southwest. And she moved me up front just behind first class. But in this section, it was plenty of leg room. I had the overhead. I had the whole seat by myself. And it was the big seats that were leather. And I sat
Nice.
there and I was like,
Nice.
why have I been riding with Southwest all this time with my legs all crunched? Thinking, long as I get there, who cares? It matters.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's also the kind of thinking that business people, as a business person, it's like you too. It includes you too. And taking that next part or that next step or that next shift in your mindset, because that's a lot of times what it is.
Well, I say business starts, the 7 dynamics, the number one thing is leadership, and leadership is always in the middle. And your business is a reflection of you. So if you want to see what your business looks like, just take a look at yourself. If you are a very neat and organized person, your business is going to be neat and organized. If you're a person that is very frugal, then your business is going to look frugal. So if we begin to work on ourselves as business owners, I think that's our greatest opportunity, because when I think about my business, I had to work on myself because for so many years I worked in a hospital where my paycheck was given to me every 2 weeks like clockwork. So it was easy breezy. Now, when you have to earn your pay, it's not given to you. You have to actually go out and earn it, and you don't know when it's going to be consistent in the beginning. That takes some grit. That takes some willingness to stay the course. And then there's these other things that we can do. But in the very beginning, the best thing we can do for ourselves is to transform from employee mindset to a business mindset, thinking like a business owner. Very different. And as you know, E-Myth has the 3 personalities, if you will. I'm posting that, I think, tomorrow. You have the technician, you have the manager, and you have the visionary. All 3 of those people live inside of us. And they're all talking and fighting to be heard. And usually the technician wins out because if you think about it, as nurses, we're technicians in the hospital. We're the doers. The technician is the person that sometimes decides, you know what? I'm going to go do this group and then I'm going to go do this group. And they're the ones that made the decision to be in 15 different groups. The manager is the person that's sensible and they always live in the past. They live in the past because they remember the past mistakes and they don't want us to make those mistakes anymore. So they're real cautious and they're like, wait a minute, let me examine this a little bit further, slow down, don't go too fast, let me figure this out. And then you have the visionary, and the visionary is the person that's really creative. They're ready to not only do nurse coaching, they want to do CEs, and they also want to sell aromatherapy. They want to do a million things all at once because they're creative, they're visionaries, they can see. And so the manager is the one in us that keeps us even. Because if it's left up to the visionary, we're going to be doing all kinds of things. And if it's left up to the technician, we're going to be doing. We're going to be exhausted. And so I always tell new entrepreneurs, especially whenever you make a decision, especially if it's a major decision in your business, ask yourself who is making the decision. Is it the technician? Is it the manager? Or is it the visionary? And you really don't want the technician making decisions in your business because you'll have chaos. The manager sometimes appropriate. The visionary sometimes appropriate. And when we're able to balance all 3 of those within us, we make really good decisions. It's when we're out of balance. So.
Ooh, I love that. I actually needed to hear that, Mary. I tend to live in that visionary and creativity thing a lot. And I think sometimes it's good to have someone else that helps balance you.
Yeah.
Like that knows you well enough to help you bring it back down a notch, or you know, because sometimes it's invisible to yourself.
It is.
Like you can't really see it. And
yeah. I think that's the reason why I think as a business owner, every business owner, number one, should have a coach. Because when you have a coach, you get there faster. You don't need a coach. And having a coach just allows you to plot yourself and be able to see things, and they help you to create that balance. And not only that, they're a guide. Because there's so many people that start businesses, they think that it's easy. And it's anything but easy. And people have done it successfully.
Right.
So we can literally learn from those who are further down the path. Because when we do it by ourselves, number one, it feels alone. Number two, you make mistakes that are avoidable. And number three, it takes you a lot longer. So if we could just, and sometimes when you first start a business, you think, oh, let me go get all the free stuff. And that makes sense to a certain degree. But if you're in year 2, 3, 4, and you're still just looking at all the free stuff, other people will start to pass you up, and then you'll get into comparison mode. Oh my God, this will never work for me. Look at that person. Did you, Teresa? Oh, maybe she's talking to somebody else. Okay.
Oh, yes, I guess so.
Okay.
Well, yeah, so
I'm sorry about that.
Sometimes
No, I thought
coaches,
you were talking to me. I didn't realize you were
No,
on
my aunt just called because my mom had surgery today, and I wanted to make sure everything was okay.
Okay.
Great.
But
Makes
she's doing
sense.
fine. She's doing fine.
Good. So what questions do you all have?
Well, I was thinking about sometimes we end up coaching ourselves And I don't know if you would express it this way, but I guess I'm thinking that at some point, as the leader, we need to lead ourselves.
Yes, yes, yes.
That was a really cute thing. One time I was on with the National Black Nurses, and the president said, "So you wonder if you're a leader? Turn around, see if anybody's following you."
Yep, that's how you measure the amount of influence you have. Yeah, yeah.
I
And
think
yeah,
it,
I think you definitely get to a point in your leadership where you are self-leading. That's the whole point.
Mhm.
And the thing about self-leading is sometimes, unless you're coming from a spiritual place, a grounded place, but we're human beings, so it's a daily struggle. We're moving through life, and a coach keeps you steady. So self-leadership is the ability to be inwardly connected to source, such that we know that all of the resources, all of the answers, all of the guidance is already within us. And that takes time.
Well, and I was talking to a coach today, and the way that he expressed it is, as nurses, of course, we've shown compassion and love to all of our patients and all of our coworkers, but do we love ourselves? We
Mm.
have to feed ourselves that love that we're giving out to the world. That's really the only way that we can move forward,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
to be that bright light. And not to fake it till you make it, but to actually look in the mirror and say, I love you, and mean
Mm.
it.
That's powerful. Louise Hay, she's my favorite author and the first person that introduced me to this work, literally. I was a massage therapist. I'll never forget it. I was about to have my client get on the table. So I was standing outside her door, and she had a bookshelf. And she came out. She had to run to the restroom real quick. And she saw that I had the book in my hand. She was like, "Oh, take that. You'll love it." And I was like, "I can't take this book." She was like, "Mary, take that book." I took that book. I could not put it down. And that book is what literally got me on this path. You can heal your life. And Louise Hay, she says we're all, to some degree or another, suffering from not loving ourselves enough.
Mm.
We don't love ourselves fully. We don't accept ourselves fully. And if we worked on just that one thing, she said, it will transform our lives.
Compassion for ourselves.
Yeah, yeah. Imagine that.
a little bit like learning how to dream again.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have a couple minutes still for questions. Would love to answer what we can, or invite Mary to answer.
Mary, I'm curious what briefly are the other six in business that you mentioned?
Okay, so leadership is always in the middle, and then there's this circle. So you have management, you have lead conversion, you have lead management, you have accounting and finance or finance, you have, um, what am I missing? How many was that?
I don't know, wasn't counting.
3.
You have delivery. So, how do you deliver your products and service? What's the customer experience? You have branding, and I think that's all of them. Yeah. So, it's all the areas of the business that uh, most people have to have in order to operate. Now, some of those things you can eventually outsource, like accounting and finance. And before you outsource it, you need to have a general idea. What does a P&L look like? What is a balance sheet? What is an income statement? Not that you do all of those things unless you're it in the beginning and you decide that's the route you want to take. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
I'm on a roll, my brain.
And what I tell people is like at the beginning, just wear all the hats. And so what you do is you create a description for what each of those do, even though they're all you at the moment. That way, when you do get someone to help you, you put them in the role, not based on their skills and their talents, but what the role calls for. A lot of businesses don't operate like that. And that's why they have chaos. They
Right.
know Sally Sue, and Sally Sue is good at this, that, and the other. So they put Sally Sue to do this, that, and the other. Sally Sue leaves. Now you got chaos all over again because it was all wrapped around Sally Sue as opposed to the role. Big difference. That's why you see some people, they leave an organization, the organization crumbles. So systems are the way. You create a system and then you find people to work the systems. And keep it simple. Keep it simple. Yeah. So can I ask where you are currently in your growth and development?
Well, I feel like I've been on this journey for so long and I always, take a more secure path, but not always the happiest path for me. And right now I'm in a job that working for an organization. I do telehealth and I only have to work like 9 months. So I got a lot of time off. And so it's allowed that, but I started my company as a startup company, and we are falling to pieces, and we've laid off a lot of people. And it's hard for me because it is chaos, but I stay in it because it's now forcing me to get to where I need to be. So I'm seeing, okay, this organization, this is exactly how you don't want to run a business. And so, so I've just kind of like, I say to myself, you've got to get out of this, and you got to learn from what they're doing. You are a leader and you know a lot of this and you can do it, and you got to just pick your path. So I'm thinking about picking, I'm interested in this pediatric sleep consulting and working from home still, and maybe investing in that and turning that into a business. Been researching it now for several months, and that speaks to me because it would still be working with parents that I'm very that's very a place I'm comfortable with.
Mhm.
And also maybe developing and doing other things with that. I just want to start with one thing and do it well and then expand to doing other things. Like
Yeah.
maybe I'll go into potty training, or maybe I'll, consult parents on other issues. But I just want to get one thing and start up the business and just do one thing, and then slowly expand into maybe other little things.
Yeah.
But I want to work from home. I don't want to do the numbers game of having all these years being a nurse practitioner. It's always, you got to see so many patients a day, and I just can't do it anymore. I have to go into this area so I can, you know, be
Tim just left.
myself.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. So can I ask you something?
Uh-huh.
So if I understand correctly, you're with this organization, and this organization is fairly new. They're still in a startup phase and is very chaotic. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay, so who out of everybody on the planet, everybody that you know in the world, who is the most dependable person that you know?
Oh, Lord, probably myself.
Sure. Absolutely.
I don't, to me, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have any, I just have well, I guess I could say my niece, I have a younger niece. That's all the family I have left. So but I've spent my whole life mostly being alone, and I've had to just do everything from myself. So, part of this starting a business thing is the responsibility thing, and balancing that kind of thing. So, but now I think after all these years, I finally have courage.
So that tells me the courage has always been there. You're just present to it. You're aware of it.
Right, right. Yeah.
So one of the first questions I ever ask anybody if I'm going to start to work with them, I ask them, who is the most dependable person you know? And if they don't immediately say me, I know they're not ready to go to work.
Uh-oh.
Oh gosh.
Uh-oh.
Good
What?
question. Good question.
Because why? Because you have to learn to trust others and rely on others. Is that why?
Well, I mean, let me ask Lynn, and then I'll ask Teresa, and then I'll share.
You have to
Lynn,
know yourself. And if you know you're dependable, then yeah, you can depend on that.
Teresa.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other part of it is, I think as you go along, you recognize other people who are also dependable. And those are the people I like working with,
Mm.
that maybe fill in parts that I'm not,
Yeah.
that's kind of their gift. And I enjoy that part of it too.
Mm-hmm. And I work with some amazing people, and I'm the most dependable person I know.
Yep. Show up for
By
everything when
far.
nobody else does. That's right.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
And it's
so,
also keeping promises to yourself.
mhm.
Like, if you're going to do it, you do it.
Well, speaking of which, I think we've come to the end of our time. So Mary, last words, Teresa, last words.
Well, Mary
I
was going to
just did
share
like
her quick little thing. She didn't get to
Oh,
say her thing.
no,
Oh,
no,
did you
no,
say
no,
it?
no. This is all perfect. It's all perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, really fun.
And the Holistic Nursing Conference is the 10th through the 14th of June. So finally got the dates right. And I just love that we had Mary Turner on tonight. Thank you so much for
It's
joining
always a
us, Mary.
pleasure. Always.
Yeah, absolutely. Teresa?
Thank you for letting me
Yeah.
come. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, glad you did. All right, everyone. Have a good night. Take care. Be
Okay.
well.
For
Bye.
now.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much.